Hey my friend, it's Liam Davis here and welcome back to this video, however many videos you've watched. I really appreciate you being here and checking out the videos that I'm making because, again, I'm doing 100 videos in 72 days. I'm coming to the end of the videos that I'm making in this little challenge of mine. And if this is the first video you've seen, thank you for being here. If this is what am I up to now? I don't even know how many I've made. I've made about 70, maybe around 80 videos so far. And if you've watched all of them, I appreciate you for doing that too. Actually, I really appreciate you if you've stuck with me through all these videos. So what I wanted to talk about in this video is I wanted to contradict a video that I made yesterday. Okay, so yesterday I made a video called The Art of, what did I call it? The Art of Staying Humble and Dropping the Ego. In this video, I wanted to really contradict that point and say, talk about the art of being arrogant and picking up the ego instead of dropping it. So here's what I want. Here's how I'm going to share it. I want you to think of the word arrogance. When you think of the word arrogance, is there a person that pops into your mind? A celebrity, maybe? Maybe someone that makes music? Maybe someone that is married to one of the most famous women on earth? Of course, who I'm talking about, if you don't know, is Kanye West. Now, I love Kanye West. I think the dude is hilarious. I think he's incredibly talented. And the reason why I love him so much is because back in 2001, I bought an album by a rapper named Jay-Z, and the album was called The Blueprint. And I love this album so much. I still do to this very day. I love that album. And a big reason why I love that album was the production on this album. So being a huge nerd that I am, I used to always go through the little booklets that come with the CD when you buy it, and I wanted to find out who was behind all of this music. And I found the name K West, and I'm like, who the hell is this K West guy? Because this guy is awesome. He made some incredible beats on that album. If you've heard it, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, if you don't like hip hop, don't worry about it. But here's what I'm getting to is after that came out, I was reading a magazine called The Source, which was a hip-hop magazine, one of the biggest hip-hop publications of all time. And I was reading it, and I had a small interview from a guy named K West, from Kanye West. I'm like, hey, this is that same guy. I never knew what his face looked like before or who he was, and I learned that he had a new album coming out. And in that album, it came out 2 years later. It was called The College Dropout, which is my favorite album of all time. And again, if you're a hip-hop fan, I can almost guarantee that you've heard it, and I can also almost guarantee that you love it. So in this album, the very last song is called Last Call, and it goes for about 12 minutes. And in that song, the actual song goes for about 3 minutes or 3.5 minutes, your average song. But for the rest of that song, it's just Kanye talking, telling his story from where he used to be, just living with his mom in this tiny little shitty little crappy apartment, and he had his little music area set up in his bedroom, and he would sit in his room every single day making five beats every day for 3 summers, he says in one of his songs. So he would sit there just working his ass off until eventually he got to a point where he is that he could go out and live his dreams. And now, 10 years, however, 14 years later, he's one of the biggest celebrities on earth. He's one of the most hated, and in the hip-hop industry, one of the most loved people as well. So the point of me telling you that is in that song Last Call, the last song on the album College Dropout, he has a line in that song that really means a lot to me. And he says, this is what he said. I'm not a rapper. I'm not going to rap it to you, but I'm going to tell you what he says. He says, referring to people that were telling them that he wasn't good enough, that his music wasn't good enough, he wasn't a good enough rapper, he didn't have superstar qualities, he didn't have that X factor, whatever it was. And he said, I could let these dream killers kill my self-esteem or use my arrogance as the steam to power my dreams. Which I always thought was powerful. Again, he said, I could let these dream killers kill my self-esteem, or I could use my arrogance as the steam to power my dreams. And again, he gave himself 2 choices. And because we're sitting here today, we know who Mr. Kanye West is, it's apparent that he just used his arrogance as a way to power his dreams. And now, again, he's one of the biggest celebrities, musicians on earth. You don't have to like him, but when you listen to that story, it is an incredible story that really, it lets you know how far he came to be where he is today. So here is the point of this entire video, talking about arrogance. you're going to have people, especially when you're building this business, you're going to have people that are going to tell you that you can't do it, that it's not possible, that what you want to achieve isn't something that regular people can do. People are going to try and pull you down. People are going to try and tell you that you can't do it. And sometimes you have to have a little bit of arrogance. A little bit of arrogance where you believe in yourself so much. And really what I believe arrogance is just confidence. You're going to need to use that arrogance to be like, you know what? I don't care what you have to say. I'm going to go and do it anyway. Because a lot of people, when they're told something, they just think, oh, yeah, you know what? You're right. Sometimes you have to be arrogant to say, I don't care how many people are telling me that I can't do it. I'm going to do it anyway because I believe in myself. So that is why I'm encouraging you. In the last video, I encourage you to stay humble and to drop the ego. But in this video, I'm encouraging you to sometimes use that arrogance that you may have or develop some arrogance to be able to ignore what everyone is saying around you. Just ignore the haters. Ignore the people that think they're looking out for you by telling you you can't do it. When really, what they're doing is just disempowering you. Forget all of that shit. Use your arrogance and say, you know what? I'm going to use my arrogance as my steam to power my dreams. Because when you do that, when you ignore what everyone else is telling you, if they're telling you you can't do it, when you ignore that, you just follow yourself, you use your self-confidence, you believe in yourself enough, and you just keep moving past all the people trying to bring you down or telling you you can't do something, you're going to reach your goal just like Kanye West did. And you may not become one of the biggest superstars on earth. You may not marry one of the most famous women or man on earth or whoever you're going to marry. But but what will happen is you're going to reach your goal. You're going to stay persistent. You're going to run into roadblocks. But because of that little bit of arrogance, you're going to keep moving through them because you're going to realize that anyone trying to stop you, the only reason they're telling you things is because they don't have dreams as big as you do. But it doesn't matter what other people have dreams of doing. It doesn't matter what their dream is. This is your life. You can only live it once, like I shared in the last video. You can only live this life once, and it's yours. You have to do what you have to do to be happy with what you did at the end of your life. Okay, so if that involves being a little bit arrogant sometimes, if that involves ignoring these people that are trying to give you advice when really they're just trying to tear you down, if you have to be arrogant to get past all of that stuff, I say do it. And don't be an asshole. Don't be a dick. I mean, that's the thing about Kanye West too, is I think he's actually a really funny guy. And behind closed doors, when he's not in the media and stuff like that, I bet you he is a really sweet and awesome, hilarious, funny person. But on TV, he can come across as an asshole. And again, that's fine to me because I know who the true person is. So don't go out there and be a dickhead. Don't go out and be an asshole. But still, use that arrogance to just ignore everyone else. Use it as the steam to power your dreams. So that's what I wanted to share in this video. If you've heard the song before, let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Go ahead and share it on your social media. I would embed this song below. I would embed the song below this video if I can find it. I have looked for it before and couldn't find it. But if I can find it, I'll embed it below. If not, hey, if you want to listen to it, you can go find it yourself. If you don't, that's fine too. But I really just want to put it out there to you. Sometimes you got to be a little bit arrogant to just ignore what everyone's saying and then just keep going towards your goal and only listening to those people that have your best interest in heart and people that actually have done what you want to do and are giving you advice. Those are the people to be listening to, okay? So again, if you enjoyed this video, thumbs up, share it on social media, leave a comment below, and I'll see you in the very next video. Peace.